going back to where the beach is near, the beer is dear, there's plenty of women out the crack. Walking
here we are in the final second, the whistle is gone, and Sligo Rovers are the champions.
By the riverside, you can watch the tide as it flows.
No, I'm being told that Average Joe's does not have enough players and will be forfeiting the championship match.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Very tight and drive it clean out over the fence. Out in the field, the corner.
In the bookie shop, I done.
Okay, fair welcome everyone. Episode 4, Season 2, Sligo podcast. Marty, Ross, how are you?
All good.
Good weekend, boys? Yeah, Monday night, yeah. Ronan?
Rough enough, Adrian. Rough enough. I indulged myself in some local hosteleries, as we've been calling them the last few weeks. So.
Said you were going to take it easy this weekend.
You promised us, man.
Yeah, you got into Friday. If you got into Friday, then it's tough to stop. You see, you know.
Did you go anywhere Friday night on Saturday?
On Saturday, I did. I ended up having 2 hooks on Saturday, would you believe?
Oh.
I had breakfast there at 11:30 and went back for lunch at 2 o'clock.
Just by yourself? Like,
just me, yeah, just me and my own, yeah.
Oh, you're spotted now. You were whining and dining, porting.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
By all accounts, it was described as, yeah.
Who's your source, anyways?
Oh, Marie was walking through the town, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Delighted.
You don't need to tell us anymore.
That's it. Scoop for another week.
No, I was very quiet myself. It was Father's Day yesterday, which was lovely. Ross, your last Father's Day without being an actual father, but you have a bump there. So did you get treated anything yesterday?
What did I get treated to yesterday? I went out for a meal with the father and what did I
never
do?
even said happy Father's Day to my own father. I was thinking of myself all day.
That was your father, yeah.
Jesus.
Marie got me a lovely little a baby grow, and she got the rugby club crest put onto it.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice.
She got
nice
the baby.
touch.
She got the baby. That.
Oh,
she got the baby. It's not a man-sized baby grow, is it?
No, it's a little small.
Yeah, for the baby, like.
Yeah, for the baby. Yeah. Not for me.
yeah. We had a bit of not hassle, but I stopped a good few times around the town or around different places yesterday, and a lot of private messages and texts about a tweet that went out. Barry O'Mahony's to blame, suggesting that Niall Murphy played for
Foreign sport.
The foreign sport for Strand Celtic a week out from the Mayo game.
Who were we to know it was a dodgy source?
Yeah, well, I was actually at the Strand game myself for the second half, so I obviously knew he was playing, but we just treated great to see him getting his eye in, and like people who you would think would be clued in enough fell for it all, like, and he has to be dropped and all this mess. But Barry has issued an apology to the people of Sligo and all the Gaels, and I play it here.
Hello there, Sligo Way podcast. Barry O'Mahony here. Just in relation to yesterday's crack on Twitter, just to confirm, Niall Murphy did not play for Strand Celtic versus Ohana. Even if he had played, he's a centre half and he wouldn't know where the goals are. Niall was actually training with Sligo yesterday ahead of this weekend's clash versus Mayo. So for those of you who were messaging the Sligo Way podcast and Adrian McPartland, regarding this issue, it was a bit of crack. Niall once again didn't play for Strand Celtic, and we're all looking forward to cheering Niall and the lads on against Mayo on Saturday. Come on, Sligo!
Wow, very nice touch on Barry there. He took time out of the day.
Very drawn out apology.
It was drawn out, but he's in Kilronan Castle today on a Monday. Yeah. So I think he's going to pop.
Sounded sincere though.
I think he's going to pop the question. I had to call him out on something though. He'd a photo of afternoon tea today, and afternoon tea is like polishing off. He had a pint of Guinness beside it, like, you know, he's not supposed to be champagne and tea, like. And anyways,
do what makes him happy, mate.
Right. Okay. RF is the guest on the show today, lads, and we're actually just finished our chat with him. So we'll have to see how we'll put it. We'll put a bit into the show, obviously, for the GAA. It was supposed to be a preview of the Sligo game. It went into a bit of absolutely everything.
Yeah, covered everything.
Covered everything.
All bases that our listeners.
Some great stories. Carvery was mentioned, of course. He's a big Carvery advocate. We did try and touch on the game, but he just Mayo mad, so we kind of get sidetracked from Mayo. But so that'll be our GAA section. We'll go straight into the soccer with Murty. Murty, hello. How are you? Na. Hey, Sligo Rovers.
Yes, as we currently speak, Rovers are playing, so
Yeah.
this is obviously going to be old news. Obviously, disappointing result on Friday.
What do you make of that game?
Look, it was another disappointing result again. Thought we improved. Look, I'm not going to lie. I was in the Blue Gloom flight tonight.
Son of a bitch.
I did not see the game.
I'm waiting for your Rover analysis.
I'm too hungover this week to bluff. That's brilliant. I didn't even know what I was going to say.
You were sweating absolute bullets there.
I was just going to say something. The first half was obviously shit. The second half was good.
Well, look, we won't go into the game, so but look, we know the result. You don't have to watch the game to see the
How's the
result.
match going now, actually?
That's what I've been trying to keep up with it.
There's
there
trouble
now.
with the League I go, is there?
Yeah,
I see people giving out about it.
it's
Or
0-0 at the minute. Johnny Kenny's just had one pushed out for a corner. 0-0, 42 minutes
Like
gone.
two defeats in a row after the
Yeah, and I suppose the problem with the game being tonight is that tonight's now it turns into a big game.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
You need to kind of bounce back and get a result if you want to keep pace. And well, Shams are playing Bows tonight, as we speak as well. But no, like you definitely be looking for a result tonight, especially heading into a couple of weeks with the European fixtures as well. You know.
Yeah, but touching that, we got a trip to Iceland. I'm not going to pronounce.
Yeah,
FH. We'll just
yeah,
call it
yeah.
FH. Yeah.
Actually, a few of the lads, Egg's been kind of keeping an update.
He's
Their
been
man-
an Iceland correspondent.
Yeah,
The manager got sacked today.
Manager got sacked today. They've already appointed someone else, so yeah,
Wow.
they must have been worried. Like I assume for the Icelandic club as well as us, like getting through a couple of rounds is huge. So
Yeah.
I assume kind of similar to was it 2014 when Rover sacked Barraclough, just in the season break because they knew how important it was to actually win through a round.
Well, hopefully they don't get that new manager.
No,
back now.
that's. But I assume that's. I'd say they're probably following the same logic now. Is probably the time to do it before a couple of weeks out from the game. You know.
The sister was telling me she does all the stuff in the Sligo Park that they've called it. They're definitely staying for 2 nights. A travelling party of 30 at least. They might stay for 3, supposedly. So they're clued in enough.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
fresh
they'd be
enough,
ready to
like.
go. I'd say they like. I
8 internationals.
yeah, yeah.
Like that's a huge. Iceland were in the European Championships.
Yeah. No, it was like I think it was. We were looking at the draw. It was like it wasn't the worst, but it definitely wasn't the best.
Well, I thought when it
You
came
know?
out first, I thought, oh, that's not the worst. And then when, like as you say, Egg has been nice, and people
Yeah,
put up a
yeah.
few bit of information about them, it's like, oh,
because they are improving. Like that,
Yeah.
guys like the national team, they are improving. So
it'll be.
Try and reach out to someone in Iceland for an interview.
Well,
Some
like
local.
try and get that money. I'm trying to think who Bjork maybe. She's Icelandic.
probably looking for a bit of exposure.
Yeah, I can't even think of anyone else Icelandic to be honest.
But yeah,
Tonight is crucial.
yeah, tonight is crucial. Hopefully we can get a result for the nights out.
So we'll start with Cartrin.
Yeah.
Carvery yesterday.
You're up for a look at
I
yourself.
saw for the first half,
Yeah,
and then we have to Strand for the second half.
Yeah, good game actually. It ended with a spontaneous round of applause, which I never actually seen in football. Yeah, it just ended and people started clapping, so they must have enjoyed the game, I assume.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think we were back that
Sligo clappers are back.
we were back that in the pub. It was just it was just a spontaneous. Maybe it was. I suppose the last few minutes were exciting.
Was that the presentation for the jersey before?
Oh,
the
no,
match?
before the game. That's before the game.
that's for the game. Yeah, fair play to Carby with their
Yeah.
with their logo. on the
Shout out to
jersey.
Jinksy's shorts as well.
He's getting a bit of grief about the shorts, but no, it was a good game. I thought they were obviously. I thought we actually started well. Then they got when they scored the first goal, they were very strong up until they scored the third goal. They scored the third, made it 3-0 after about 60 minutes, and kind of at that stage you're probably looking at damage limitation. But we kind of hung in there. Donald Gallagher got a goal in 75, and then we got a penalty with about 3 or 4 minutes to go. And it just made it exciting. Actually, Jinxie made an unbelievable tackle in the last
Right.
minute when it just like it was opening up. But no, I think it was like I think both like most clubs are just treating this as as pre-season,
which
you
is
know?
right. No, I thought, so you said yourself, I thought I know I left at half time, but up until they scored, I thought I actually did think you were the better team.
Yeah, we had a couple of great chances now. Yeah, they did like when they scored, like they're very
And they're clinical.
Yeah,
Like, you need to take your chance. You had a few like kind of small scrambles at corners and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
someone could have put a toe on the ball.
Oh, big
and
time!
got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I thought we could have been ahead, but they're so clinical when they and like even you could see in times when you watch them, like they play lovely football. At times,
I do, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you know, even at 1-0 up and 2-0 there, they had a great chance where your man hit the post. But
Yes.
they're a good side. They're very good, and I think they have improved. You know,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of new faces.
a lot of new faces, and it'll take them time. It'll take them time as well. I think like every other team that's been off for a year, it's going to take a bit of time, I think, to get back. But I just thought the second game in that cup, I thought it was actually a really good game.
It was a good game. Well, from what I seen, I went out to the second half then, I went out to Strand Celtic. They bet on at 10-1. So there's not much to say about that.
No,
Strand are a ridiculously young team.
Yeah, what was you remarking yesterday? Like Strand, it's great to see them.
It's
you know.
seriously young team. I think, I know I could be wrong, I think the oldest could have been around 22 there, maybe.
Yeah, I think
could be wrong there.
actually in the pub last night, I think someone said the oldest player on the pitch by the end of the game was 21. I think.
Yeah, I think I said that.
Was it you?
But, I wasn't in the pub, but I texted
my conversation.
I know the started with a few older boys. Aaron Boylan that started, but it's not as if he's a veteran or anything. But,
no, it's great to
by the
see.
time to finish, look, I don't know, 10-1.
Well, Shamrock Gales are playing Eastern Hearts yesterday.
Yeah, they were all playing. And Shamrock Gales have 3 teams now, so it's definitely have to take. Look, fair play to them. They were there with 11. They've done it now. It could have been a few more from the time I was there. And I don't think the Ahana manager went on Ocean Films 4 training talking about the academy or anything, but it wasn't quite the 14.
No, it wasn't quite the 14.
Balstera bet 4-0. Yes. Do you want to go through the results actually?
Yeah, I just have the results here in front of me. So Tubber beat Balstera 4-0, and that's in Group 1, and then Carbery beat Cartron 3-2. So that's the Group 1 games. Group 2, Strand won 10-1, MCR beat Merville 2-0, and Manor got a walkover against Ballymote. And then in the Premier League, Glenview went out to Grange and won 3-0, and Dromahare had a walkover against Garchin. Group 2, Ballygolly drew it, Kilglass and Scrone, and Carrick beat Killarney 3-0.
Is the few walkovers any bit worrying, or do you think, what do you think, why did they happen?
I'm not sure. The one, Garchin entered the thing and then pulled out, so they're still officially in there with results.
Ballymote,
I think that they were doing their big fundraiser for the year. It was a golf classic.
Right.
So I think that was on yesterday morning.
Okay.
So that was probably planned pre the game's been coming out or something. But yeah, a little bit. But look, I suppose it's probably going to be harder just in this.
Well, there's a lot on now with everything.
There's a lot on, yeah. Should we even find, we're saying it ourselves, there's a lot on,
Yeah.
But it's just good to have games.
That talk, the under 2 only, that's gone. There was no big pick up on that, was there?
No, there was.
There was?
There's still an interest in that. That could still happen, yeah. It's going to, I think 10, 11 clubs might have showed interest in it.
Okay, and when's that going to be played?
Well, they'll be looking at playing that. It'll probably be like midweek during the year. Now,
well, that can only be played in Astros, only.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I'd have to check that for you.
Sorry, I put you on the spot for a bit.
I think there is still talk, but definitely.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe they were talking about playing it in maybe July and August in the off season and playing it midweek, just playing maybe on a Wednesday night. So.
All right.
I'll look into that for next week.
Do. No, that's good. That's all for us, I think. With
that's pretty much.
You with Jalan to collect?
Yeah, Jalan to collect. You know it.
Watch the Rovers this week. Now,
Well, I'm going to watch them now.
Right. Goodbye.
He's made 5, 6, 7 yards. The great bullock of a man, this fella.
Okay, hello. Welcome to the rugby section. Roscoe, how are you?
Fantastic.
Probably a bit. Well, no, it's busy enough. Free, I suppose. The weekend is going to stay quiet on the pitches, but you were back pre-season.
Yeah, we're back training there Saturday morning. About 20 of us for the first session back. So it was just nice to get out there, stretch the legs, see how everybody was. So that's the start of it now. Great to kind of be back. I've been able to, without all the planning, it's great to actually be on a pitch again.
Yeah, I called out to watch a few minutes of it. A few boys looked in good shape.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, I suppose. Just all the young fellas now, they're literally all in good shape after 18, after how long without playing games. Like, definitely wasn't like that when we were. No. I remember famously, whenever Sligo came back in January, we used to lose all of our games. We only had about 2 weeks off over Christmas, but still managed to all put on a couple of stone.
Yeah, because they were there. It was warm, obviously during the couple of running. With their few of their tops off. It's like fucking hell.
Yeah, they weren't the physiques when we were that age.
Jesus,
anyways.
no.
But it was really good to see it now. So we're back now, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Any encouraging new faces there?
Look, the big encouraging thing is there's a lot of lads this year. There's talk we might have enough numbers for an under-20s team as well, which we haven't had before.
Very good.
So we're just doing a bit of a Zoom this week with all the potential people eligible for 20s, and we'll see what the interest levels are like. But there's a lot of them young fellas coming into the senior setup now that will be more than capable of playing and training. So
it'd be a nice bridge to get under 20 though as well. If someone aren't ready or just to get.
Yeah, it is. It kind of eases them into now a lot of them are physically ready for.
Yeah, I get you.
But it kind of eases them into it, and it's kind of good attacking rugby as well, and they develop a lot there. So look, it's exciting. It'd be cool if we could put out our 20s team this year as well, along with our first, seconds, and third teams. It'd be a nice thing for the club to be able to do. So we'll see what the numbers are like there over the next couple of weeks. So
what do you want to go to next?
Donegal Byrne made his debut there.
He did. He did.
The Irish 20s. It was really good to see. We're very proud of him.
Your tweet you put up.
Yeah, put up a tweet now. There is speculation that it might not have been Donegal with the carry.
That guy was a bot who said that, though, was he? Faceless egg on Twitter.
Yeah, so we'll have to.
Irish rugby liked it, so we'll go with that.
Well, the commentator was talking, saying it
I know,
as well. So we might ask Donegal, see if we can get a quick chat with him over the next couple of weeks when it settles down. But
how did he do when he come on? They won.
Yeah, they did. He played really well. It was a good performance, actually. It was an enjoyable match to watch. Now I really enjoyed it. So it's good for them to be back playing at that Six Nations. So that'll set them up. It was a good win over Scotland. I think they've had the number of Scotland the last couple of times in the 20s. But
is that week on week now?
I think it's going on now for the next while. Yeah,
okay.
It's pretty rapid, like so.
Yeah.
But what else is going on there at the moment? Yeah, no, just a rugby club this Thursday as well. Tag rugby is coming back. So for the next 2 weeks, I think they're having a try a tag session. So for anybody that hasn't played tag before or wants to get back into tag, for the next 2 Thursday nights, they're just having friendlies. So just rock up to the club, you'll get given a team, they'll explain the rules to you, see if you like it, and then they'll try and find you a team. So anybody listening that wants to try tag rugby, just come there Thursday, 7 o'clock.
That's just to try a tag.
Just try a tag.
Is there a date for that?
Yeah, the league is starting then Thursday, 3 weeks' time. And then
it's going pretty soon. So
yeah, it's going to go over 10 weeks then in a row. So it'll be busy then. I think there's the final night then will be on a Friday. So it's Thursday nights, I think. So there's still room for a couple of teams and for individuals that would
just
like to play
but
don't have a team.
Yeah.
Come there this Thursday night at 7 and see if we can.
And I'm sure there's Facebook page set up, etc.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, so we'll share a link to the club there or something. So my last bit of involvement this week was the Irish Sevens team qualified for the Olympics there yesterday, beating France. A bit of an upset.
I've seen a lot about that. Yeah.
So there is a Sligo connection to the Irish Olympic to the Sevens team.
Go on.
Terry Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would crack with his father at a wedding there a while back.
Correct. Yeah. So his father is Terry Kennedy Sr., brother of Joan Quinn from the Quinn family.
The Toffs dynasty.
Toffs dynasty. Yeah. So he was an Irish international himself, nicknamed the Rat. He was
senior was.
Yeah. Senior was Irish international. Yeah. So that's a big rugby connection there. So Kennedy's Bar in Sligo. Yeah. That's kind of an homage to the Kennedy rugby connection there.
Very good.
So Terry Jr., a bit of a superstar now. He's scoring tries for fun. Scored some important tries there over the weekend. So he's actually, I think he was in the squad. So they started off 4 years ago.
Yeah,
as a qualification at the very bottom of the of the league. So they've worked really hard in a couple of years to make it to the Olympics. And Terry was actually, I think, in that inaugural squad. So there's a couple of core lads there that have been there since the start. So it's nice for them. It's a different sport, really. A lot of people will enjoy it because it's just all attacking.
So quick, yeah.
It'll be good. It'll be good when the Olympics happen. It'll be another Irish team, another bandwagon to jump on.
Definitely, yeah.
But they'll do quite well.
But it's funny. Remember, someone texted me a WhatsApp group a while back, lads. If Irish qualify for Olympics, put fucking money on they could win it.
Yeah, that Jordan Conway fella from Tullamore, he's a superstar. Like he was top scorer in the World 7 series. So that'll be something good to watch as well when the Olympics roll around. Nice to have a bit of Irish interest there. So. That's my rugby review this week.
Very good, Roscoe. We'll talk next week.
Okay, the GAA this week is a little bit more comprehensive for the week that's in it. We have the famous RF from RF Come On Twitter, the guru of all Mayo football down with us today. And this is a lengthy talk that covers just about everything. And actually not a huge amount of the game at the weekend. There's bits of that, but it's just about everything. So here we go. Let's enjoy our interview with RF.
Chance here for Jesse Sloan. Can he score? Yes! Sligo!
Okay, lads. Joined by a special guest here. It's the world famous RF, the Mayo man. He's here to talk about the new WAP mobile internet data that's been launched in Ballyconlin during the week.
Hey.
Can we call you? We just call you RF.
Call me Ref.
Ref. Very welcome to what you call it, RF Towers. We have a plush hotel suite here. We're very professional.
Well, thanks for having me, lads. I tell you what, it's a lot nicer than my place. I can tell you that.
Did you get any of the mints yet?
No.
Mark McSharry tackled them last week. No.
You're a fiend for them,
a few myself.
The table service now is a bit slack, but I'm delighted to be here, lads.
So we're here to preview the Connacht Championship quarter final on Saturday, the big one.
Are we?
Yeah. We're going to get in depth, and by the end of the talk, I'd say we'll figure out who Sligo are going to win.
Yeah.
So I actually nearly wasn't here, lad. Sorry. Again.
Rockstar.
Lost my keys in my car, my van. Memory is playing up a lot. I've noticed the last few days. Like forgetting everything. I can't remember the last time Mayo won All Ireland at this stage.
The kidney stones pass.
They haven't yet. I think one of them came true, but it was I didn't get to catch it just in time. I flushed.
I haven't heard about someone getting kidney stones in a long, long time.
And I've heard of 3 people recently. One of the listeners, a fella came up to me at the match yesterday. I won't name him, but Stephen Keeney came up to me.
It's something to do with the poor quality drinking water.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, it's happening a lot.
Do an expose on it.
It's the worst pain I ever had in my life. I won't go into it anymore. I talked about it enough.
No, well, I don't think you did. To be honest with you, I was intrigued about it. I was like, what's the process when you have them? Do you is there not laser or something to...
I think if they're over a certain size, there is. If they're over 5 millimeters or something.
And it's below 5. Would that come out the chap's eye?
That's where it comes in. One of the boys texted, he thought he had to shit it out. Staff. He's an intelligent enough fella. And I go, no, it comes out the cock. Like.
It's great that you were in awareness for it now.
Yeah, I'm raising them. I could be an advocate for kidney stones.
People have been asking me all about it now.
Yeah?
Like, people have been asking me, like, genuinely, yeah.
I was curious now, and I don't even know yet.
I don't know, can you
What are
stop
the telltale signs for people?
Well, I woke at 7 o'clock dying to go to the toilet that morning, and I then thought I was constipated, and then I just kind of collapsed and was
And could it not come out? Could you not piss,
No, couldn't come. The stone was blocked, obviously. No. Puff of air.
Football.
I know, keep going on about this.
Well, it's good to hear about, because I'm sure if I'm thinking about these kidney stones and how it works, I'm sure there's other people, and I think
look, it was a
do
relief.
the service. Yeah,
it was a relief when I found out what it was, because I didn't know what was wrong with me, and then they found it was kidney stones. But yeah, hopefully about a kidney stones hit the Mayo panel this weekend.
Well, we've already got 1 or 2 big injuries.
We'll go into that. So Killian's gone.
Killian's definitely out.
Is he had surgery?
He's had surgery. The morning they put out the statement, he had surgery.
Okay.
So I think to just do that, in case some dickhead like me spots him with a hospital. What a good operation.
So season over?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And club season too. Like, I was watching Ballintober play Saturday evening. I went to, they'll be missing him now big time this year, and they're looking like they're going to be under pressure regardless anyway. But Killian's out, Jerma's definitely out as well. Like, even though it's a twinge, they're not going to chance him. So yeah, there's 2 big names gone already. Like, and
well, the thing with Killian O'Connor especially is like his score. Everyone knows his scoring, but against the weaker sides, he doesn't let up. Like, he's
an absolute bastard.
Isn't he? Yeah,
he's an absolute bastard.
He's like a flat track bully. Like,
He likes the records too. You can see he just wants.
He's ruthless. He's absolutely ruthless. And he's what? He's 30. He's probably 30 this year, and he's like all-time scorer. And
already,
still another few years, if he gets over this injury.
Would he take a pint? You think?
I don't think so. I don't think any of them lads take a pint.
Really?
No.
Wait, hang on.
I've seen.
I done a few prank phone calls with Colin Boyle back in the day in IT. There was Johnny Coggins used to manage one. Was it St Coleman's school?
Oh, he could have. That would have been Boyle's old school. Like.
Yeah, we'd have big rivalry with them with Kevin Coss and the boys. And but then when we got to IT, we were sure great drinking buddies, and we were doing pranks on the manager.
I look at that's one thing I suppose we probably want to talk about is that maybe the difference with Sligo and Mayo. Like, these lads in this Mayo panel for the last 10 years are
robotic nearly.
No, they're worse. Like, robots break down. Like, if you turn them off and turn them on again, these lads are 24/7 around the clock. I think they're thinking about football. Like, and it's off season. Like, the strength and conditioning of these lads.
But do you think that goes against them as well? Like, are they over
cooked like mentally?
Yeah.
That's a good
like,
point.
Is it a pressure to win? Like, the end goal for me is the All Ireland now.
Yeah.
There's no con titles anymore. Well, I know you have to win a con title this year to get to a fucking All Ireland, but
I think we went 5 in a row that time. And like, people were kind of like, it's just about getting to the final now. And when Rochford came in, he didn't win one. But
that's true. But he still came closest probably to win the All Ireland.
Yeah. We weren't going into these games, and Galway wanted to prove something. We didn't. We were going on a different route, and we were blowing teams out of the qualifiers. But yeah, they're nuts. These lads are absolutely nuts when it comes to preparation. Like, and you can see it in them when they play these teams, and even at club level, they're blowing lads out of the water. They blow Division 3 teams, 2 teams, 4 teams. Like, if they put the foot down, like they did against Clare there for 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no stopping them. And there's young lads coming in now that are 21, 20, and they're already in better shape than a lot of inter-county players, because the strength and condition programme Mayo has to be one of the best in the country, bar Dublin maybe.
Okay.
Because like, look at the lads that are coming in now. Like, Owen McLaughlin is his first year playing inter-county football. He's 3 years playing football.
They're ready to play straight away.
He started playing football in Leaving Cert.
Really?
And he made a Hogan Cup final playing wing back. Like, he was a cyclist. He was a national champion at some level of cycling, and Horn was managing Westport.
Yeah.
Got him in, seen this guy's legs and this engine he has, and this guy. Like, he was down doing ball skills every
Hello,
night.
just cycling by him in the street.
Yeah.
You there?
Wing back.
What day is it?
So, like, that came in about 10 years ago.
Just how can you come on so much and try to be a top class county
Because
footballer?
I think he had the natural.
Yeah, I know
it was
that.
the skill, it was the ball skills and everything else that he had is what made the difference. Like, he was doing it. He like Horn had him down doing sessions on his own every evening, just soloing and kick passing and hand passing and like learn the basics.
No, that's gone. I suppose we're bringing Sligo for the first time here. I'd say if a Sligo manager said that to a maybe Sligo player, you'd be like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, you weirdo.
I'll see you 2 weeks for the FPD. I know my spot is safe.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like,
There's a lot of it too.
I suppose it's easier for a Mayo manager to sell something like that to a player. Look, there's a fucking All Ireland here for you. Probably there's a good chance we'll go close.
Exactly,
where a Sligo manager,
yeah,
what are you selling? Like, oh, you can play for your county, maybe.
And that works for a few guys.
Yeah.
Do you know, the pride. And it is a massive part. And, there's a lot of proud Sligo football people around.
Oh, there is.
In the club scene there, you'll have just as committed fellas. And, like, I was involved with Omar Gales for a couple of years. And you go around to the different clubs and you'd see the guys that, they don't get the pat in the back or they don't get the bit of recognition. I'm sure, March, you've the same in the junior.
Oh, 100%,
and
yeah.
the rugby club has got Joy Harris there that do it for the sake of it.
No, they all get paid massive money out there.
Oh, right, yeah, rugby. No volunteerism out there.
No, that's all gone different. But 10 years ago, you weren't AIL, like, you were a junior club.
Correct.
You were like Westport and everyone else. Like, I recall Sligo Rugby not being a superstar. Whatever happened, obviously, the few pound helps, but... But back to the Mayo, just one more thing on the strength and conditioning of the Mayo team. Like, Barry Solan with Arsenal. Yeah. Like, he was the one who laid the foundations there. And even when he was working with Arsenal, he was still advising Conor Finn the current strength and conditioning. Like, he is now one of the best in the country.
Finn?
Yeah.
Well, the boys loved him when he was with Sligo. He was with underage teams.
He has one of his colleagues now, the person who works for his company, actually is with Sligo now. It's the Gallagher lad.
I'm not too sure. Sean Boyle is the head of most of the, I think.
Oh, the Johnny Golf.
Yeah. Now he's very highly rated.
Yeah.
When I talked with him,
I was at a talk with him before up in the centre of
Excellence in Scarden.
Yeah.
All right.
Centre of improvement, we call it.
Yeah. But look at that. That's something Mayo doesn't have.
That's true,
like,
yeah.
Facilities, right? Facilities-wise, there's nothing wrong with that in Sligo. You've got a centre of excellence. You've got a county pitch. Stop clicking the pen.
I know.
I tell him every week.
I do all the time. I'm nervous too.
Royalty here in front of me.
Ado just threw down the pen in a petty fashion.
Yeah. He stormed out.
Yeah. But like, you have got a centre of excellence, something Mayo doesn't have. Like, we're renting out Ballyhonus when we need it and so on. And you don't want to use it because it's so open and it's public.
Yeah.
The pitch, Markovic, is absolutely beautiful now. I know it wasn't, but...
Jesus, weekend to play the first championship game last year against Skiva, I couldn't believe how bad it was. Oh, it was
really?
ridiculous. No, it's probably improved since then, obviously. It did improve as the year went on a bit, but...
I played a Junior B final there 2 years ago, and I couldn't believe it. Like, this is...
Well, that was when it first opened back again in 2019.
Yeah,
it was in serious shape then. It was class.
Lovely stadium. Lovely stand, way nicer stand than McHale Park. Have you ever sat in the stand?
Yeah.
Fucking poles in front of you.
Yeah. There's poles in Markovic too.
There is, but 33,000 a month they're paying on repayments. And
Still
that's
paying
for
that.
24 more years.
And is that why there is no? That's why there's no centre of excellence really, because you can't.
We can't hardly feed underage teams, and we're
You're getting rid of big millionaire magnates in London, and you don't talk with him. No?
That ended badly, unfortunately.
Okay. So Saturday, Mayo were going in after getting promotion, which was, I suppose, the number one aim for the league, obviously, to get back to Division 1, how crucial it is. How would you think what their league form was? I was impressed them. Do you think so?
I thought, like, come on.
40 minutes against Clare there.
I can understand.
Give down a nice hockey in. I know they played a few, maybe change the team around for the Mead game, but still won by how much against them?
Mead had a second string team out, you have to remember that. Mayo were an All-Ireland final the year before, very unlucky to get relegated, probably had a bad year last year. They should have been, like, they were expected to win the league. Okay?
They were, yeah.
Now I thought they'd win it, or I thought they'd get promoted anyway, and that's great. But, like, they're not playing. They're not playing for 70 minutes. And if you want to beat Dublin, you got to be going home for 70 minutes, and you got to keep the foot down, not letting teams back in. And this is the only chance Mayo have to practice that. You can have all the A versus B games you want.
I actually, the Westmeath game springs to mind when I think of hope for Sligo, you know, that kind of thing. I wasn't overly impressed with the Westmeath game. I think, like, and we said just before we come on air, Mayo can play at teams' levels as well. They can go down to levels.
It's like the NBA. It's like a good team in the NBA. They just play above the opposition over 70 games or whatever it is for the season. But we've only got 4 or 5. Like, you've got to, you know what I mean? It's not a slog we're in here. It's a knockout competition, and you need to practice that when you're up against dubs. There's no point coming in. We do it now, lads.
So they come Saturday, Markfitch Park, and go whole hog 70 minutes.
No, they won't. They won't. I'm telling you now, they won't. They might go 12 up, but they'll lose 6 or 7 of them points, and it'll come back to 6 or 7 points probably. Mayo normally, like if you look at the form, you look at the history books, like I don't know what the odds are. You might be able to check the odds for me.
That's just where
done it, yeah. That's his side of the house.
The handicap is 14.
The spread,
14.
I don't go near spreads. So I can't understand people.
But I imagine Mayo are about 1 to 100, I'd assume.
Well, like
Are we saying there's no chance? Not a chance in hell of a
1 in a
surprise.
million.
1 in a million,
So
you
you're
reckon?
telling me there's a
Yeah. I like those odds.
Yeah, Mayo are 100 to 1 on.
Would it be the biggest?
100 to 1 on.
Would it be one of the biggest
Better than you
shocks?
can get in the bank straight away. Money back.
Would it be the biggest shock? Wouldn't it be the biggest shocks in the last 20 years? If
It'd be the biggest shock ever.
do you think so?
100%. I think it would be the biggest shock ever. Like, they always bang on about, say, that time Clare back Kerry in 92.
Yeah.
But, like, Kerry were poor.
Leitrim winning the-
Yeah, Leitrim.
But that's gone now. All them magic
That day's
days.
gone.
Yeah,
No,
is it? Preparation is way too
But
far.
like, we'll go back to 2009, 10, and 2012. Maybe.
To bring it up.
Well, we've nothing else to bring up.
But 2000
Mickey Kearns, bring it up.
2012, and we've said it a few times in this show, that Connacht final, there was only a couple of points in it.
Yeah.
And Mayo should have won the All-Ireland that year, but by 2015, we're losing by cricket scores.
Yeah.
How can it go so badly so quickly?
Well, James Horn brought in.
Is that the whole S&C thing and all, like the professionalism?
It's just like they blew teams out of the water for you. Like, we were going to matches. I'm 32 tomorrow, by the way, if anyone wants to send me a
Jesus, we would have had something here for you.
Ross.
I tried to get him a pint, he wouldn't have it, yeah.
I don't know, not yet anyway. Like, the last 10 years, since 2011, 2010, like, I've been 21 watching these games, and we were, you know, the best age you could be, first time having a job and a few quid in your pocket going off with your mates every weekend. And so by 2011, 12, 13, like, we knew we were going to win all them games, like, bar the Dublins or the finals. Like, there was games,
Yeah, the finals.
like, you'd be going to Dublin for, like, it used to be the quarter-final weekend.
Yeah.
It was the best weekend ever to be a Mayo man. Like, you'd be going up with 400 or 500 quid in your pocket. You'd be landing. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have a place to stay, but you'd find someone above in Coppers or outside it, or on the chipper across the road, Babylon. You'd find somebody. You'd be like, "Hey, can I stay in your house?" Yeah, and you'd be up in the morning. You'd be making your way down to Drumcondra, into Quinns for 4 or 5 before the match, and away you go again.
So we don't have then.
See, that's it. Yeah,
We had a couple of good, we had some good days.
We know it's some unbelievable days.
Yeah,
Some of the best.
and I
but, like,
love listening to your stories about getting the bus or something. Did you get a
we tried to walk through, yeah.
I
We got
love
the
that.
train as far as Boyne, tried to walk towards Commons.
Some
As
days.
the crow flies.
At the crow flies, yeah.
Compass in hand, yeah.
Where did you get the compass from? Like?
I don't know.
Jeez, I don't know,
It
actually,
wasn't working too well, anyways, because we fucking ended up on a farm, some farmer out to meet us.
And you got a photo of
But
it.
yeah.
Kind of Samson in hand.
But that was 2007,
R.I.P.
right?
Samson.
The Red
Cider.
Parrot could tell
The
some
Red
tales.
Parrot.
Could
Yeah.
tell some tales in Roscommon.
Actually, it's the Red Parrot. You know the Red Parrot in Roscommon Town, and we were there. I know we were there a good few years acting the fucking thing, but around 2013, maybe we went back with Quayside after a Connacht Cup coming to Roscommon Town. Walked in the door, like had been there in a few years. You out! You want to go? No way!
Who got the glass cutter and put it on the window and actually cut glass off the window?
That
like,
was bad. You wouldn't see.
like a suction cup glass cutter.
Pub anyway.
It wasn't really. You wouldn't see
It's
the
a
hooligans.
circular
It was
panel
like,
of glass.
I remember someone went upstairs to the attic and found like costumes.
Yeah, the costume. That was
These, like, massive-
7, I'd say.
Teddy, like Pinky the Rabbit type costumes.
Love a mention of
Yeah, I do as well. I photoed my niece at home somewhere with Pinky, and she's scared shitless of him.
I was Pinky for a while. I worked in West
Get
Park.
out.
That's why I met
You were Pinky.
I was Pinky, yeah.
I know what it was.
I worked in West Proud for about 7 years, like from my teenage years up to through college, and Pinky, like, it was the most disgusting, depressing looking animal.
Do you know this?
No.
Westwood House has a mascot, Pinky the Rabbit, his giant pink bunny suit.
That doesn't make any sense. Like,
Could we reunite with Benny the Bull?
Benny the Bull and Pinky the Rabbit.
Marry them.
selective breeding there, lads. A powerhouse mascot of the Northwest.
Where were we?
So we're talking about the red parrot. Actually, somehow we've ended up with the red parrot. Oh, it's such days.
But then, like, sorry, that's back to, okay, you were saying, is there any chance? You were saying the biggest shock of all time.
Of all time, I'd say.
I'd say it would probably be, yeah.
Well, I suppose because Mayo going, well, yeah, but I don't know.
1 to 100 is absolutely amazing, lads. What odds are Sligo?
Free money, like. If you had $1 million, like, if I had $1 million, I'd happily.
Would you put it on it?
You'd have the money back in.
Would you watch it?
2 hours.
If you had $1 million, put it on, would you watch it?
There's no way, lads. I'm sorry. Like, there should be.
I'm just a fucking.
There should be one to.
It's sport, like literally.
Yeah.
It could happen.
I know, but it's a.
If I had $1 million, I wouldn't be spending it on or wouldn't gamble it. I just keep.
I probably wouldn't gamble on Mayo now. Of all teams, they're probably the one I probably would.
I wouldn't have any.
I just think there's a chance in everything. Okay?
There is, yeah. I'm with Ado on this one, 100%.
I know what you're saying, and there's a chance in everything. Like a lot of things will have to happen.
A lot of things will happen. No, look, yeah, it is a sports match.
Yeah,
I agree. But like,
we're free thing. If a draw even, like what happened, it could be a draw.
But like, I remember when
when
Sligo spread's 14.
14 years in, is it?
Like I remember Sligo being crap when we were very young.
Yeah, they're in Division 4. I remember going to in '93. I was and watching Kilkenny, Sligo.
But then they'd rock up, like Galway might rock up and you'd draw with them and then get beat by 50 points in June. Then
that's Champo, like that. That was back then. Like
yeah,
it was so.
Well, technically, it's the same this year. Technically,
yeah. Well, like a lot of the top teams spend an awful lot of time. You think that it's not that to be trained on the pitch. They do an awful lot of stuff with their mind space and they're like. Their headspace and where they are coming into games and mental well-being. That's
well, it's a lot different from 1995.
Yeah, but that's why they try and eliminate the mental side of it.
Galway won the All-Ireland in '98 and then came to Markbridge Park the next year and we drew. We should have won, and then bet us like 21 points to 5-4 in the fucking.
You get your chance.
Yeah. No, so there's not going to happen this Saturday, so no.
Well, like I'll just stop you there. 14 points is a great bet. I think Sligo will not lose by 14 points.
I was going to, because as I said, I was listening to your podcast during the week. And you said 7.
Yeah.
I kind of laughed and I thought you were trying to be kind.
No, but it'll be a 7-point win.
7 point would
like,
be.
How much did they win in the end by? That's what I think.
Okay.
But look, if you've seen Mayo playing in the Clare game, they're susceptible under a high ball. They don't have a specialist fullback. They have a goalkeeper that's poor under a high ball. Like, what's stopping them putting 2 big lads inside? I don't know about putting Murphy in there. Surely there's some physical presence. I mentioned Pat.
You mentioned Pat Hughes, yeah.
Just someone physical, just to put them under pressure and pump ball in. You don't need to do much. You don't need to have much legs to play that game. Hold the middle, fill up the middle, and then turn. If you can turn them over, just pepper a few in.
Well, I don't know what they're going to. I've been like asking around. Is there something special, like different planned? Because the Wexford game last week was one of the. I was never as downhearted. I was never as downhearted watching a Sligo game. I thought they'll surely try something now that they're going to put in for against Mayo.
Yeah.
Because they conceded 2-14 against Wexford.
2-14 against Wexford.
And like they were shipping big scores. But they didn't score at all. Like, what did they get?
7 points.
Oh my god! Like
so like, or was it 9?
No, it was 9.
9, lost by 12.
Well, I am amazed by.
So how do you get your point? Sorry, not drop it. How do you get your score big enough to beat Mayo or compete with Mayo and not concede the other end? Like
conceding. You shut the door and you just hold it.
Well, that's why I nearly expected against Wexford to see. Right, it's like just play 13 behind the ball. Like it's like I always reference Fermanagh.
Or Torres Strand maybe.
Torres Strand win championships though.
They do, but when they go outside of Connacht.
Okay, yeah.
Or when they go outside of Sligo.
But you'll rarely see Fermanagh should have beaten. They'll always be competitive in the last few minutes.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
And football isn't great. It's terrible actually, but still.
Yeah, like, and it's a gamble, but you have to.
I'd much prefer
boil
that
it down to 2 or 3 minutes. That's what you need to do when you're playing. Like Torres Strand played Ballintober below in
Enniscrone.
Yes, I was down on it that day. And like they held into it, they held it up until the last 2 or 3 minutes, and they could have snuck it. Like that's what Sligo needs to do. But you need to be doing that all year long.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So maybe they should just put the Torres Strand team in playing against. What's the story there? Like,
there's a question. Do you reckon Torres Strand would beat the Torres Strand just best 15 would beat the rest of Sligo?
It's been a question.
Sligo County team?
It's a question that's gone around one of my groups.
Yeah,
I'd say it's gone around a few, but like I'm looking at it on the outside now. I won't be an expert in senior championship.
Go ahead.
How could a team win 5 championships in a row and not have a major presence in the panel? Like, could you imagine Cross McGlenn in the noughties?
Yeah, there's a lot of people asking that, but I don't know. Like Johnny Kelly's an obvious one.
I've seen him. Is that the black hair?
Yeah, centre forward.
And I was like, how is this guy not playing for?
No, I don't know. He played 2 years, but I don't know. believe, no, could be wrong. I believe it could be his own choice with that.
Yeah.
Not sure.
And I'm sure, and like I talk to a lot of people around Sligo, and they all say that there are footballers out there playing club level that if they did commit, that would be probably on that.
There would be, yeah.
Because you brought that point up earlier on about the reward isn't there for some of these guys if they're serious. It's not worth it.
Well, yeah, with the counties like Sligo and whoever else.
Yeah.
But that brings you on. I was changing the subject there completely. I'll get on to that later on. But look, Adrian McIntyre, obviously, he retired from county. Well, I don't know if he officially retired from county football. He didn't play last year, and he's not playing this year. And he's still only 34.
Yeah.
He definitely make a difference for Sligo still. Yeah. Liam Gaughan, I'm hearing talk.
Was he injured? No.
He was. I'm hearing talk. He might be in for the weekend.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'd love to see him. I think he's just class.
Well, I
class
went
up
down.
there.
I watched Turles train one night, and like
You must hide in bushes around club grounds and places. Yeah.
I've been known to.
Got a trench coat on you.
My monocular across the road. You'd be impressed, and I have watched him. And like, sure, you win 5 championships in a row. Like, it's a serious achievement. But you look at the competition, it's changing. There's not is there a team that's constantly chasing them? Like,
look, ourselves are probably.
I think the standard of other teams has dropped.
Look, club football in Sligo, I think, and that's just. Fellas might fucking abuse the shite me when it starts now with back that I can say, but I think from I started playing in 2003, just say club football has definitely standards dropped.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, leave myself open here, fellas.
But it takes balls to say what you're saying.
County players back then, you would spot a county player a mile away in a club game.
Yeah.
He wouldn't lose the ball, like, unless nearly another county player tackled him or whatever and did dominate. And now it's probably not as obvious
you
go to a club game.
Do you think if Alan Kelly was managing a senior team in Sligo now, would he say the standard has dropped? Was he the manager?
Alan managed us.
Yeah,
we won championship.
Do you think
I'd say
he'd
he would
come back and walk in and go, "Geez, lads, what's
I'd
going on
say he'd find a difference. I think the game has changed ridiculously though. I know myself. Like I tried to play. When's the last I tried to? Like I was injured for a while and tried to come back to a senior and. Just a completely different game. Like the pace of it's just.
It's a huge commitment now.
Yeah, it is.
Senior club teams in Mayo and intermediate teams now are putting in the effort what Mayo are doing in 11, 12. Like they're doing 4 nights a week. They're doing gym sessions. They're doing video analysis. They're doing their dietary stuff. Like it's insane.
Yeah,
what these
what club
lads
teams are doing. Yeah,
like it's pushed it up to the point where it's not fun anymore. I don't think for a lot of people that it's so serious.
Yeah.
I've noticed in the last couple of weeks that junior teams are thriving. Because
bit of crack
is good.
Yeah.
Like and you go to a junior game on a Wednesday night in Mayo. It's football at its purest. Like there's no one defending. Track them back. I should score one.
We played Curry in the Division 4 on Friday night. It was great crack. It was 5-9 to 17 points or something like.
Cracker.
Thriller.
And like when you give the ball away, you're going to get it back.
Stopped in Howley's on the way home.
Beautiful.
Absolutely buzzing. Outdoor. It's a shed. It's indoor still. Tom's a good man. Cash only.
Yeah.
Around 70.
He hates revolution.
Around 70 fellas there dealing with cash only.
Of course.
And no ATM. So how did you?
No. The round up. There was a fellow with us. He's a plumber. And he had a big wad of cash in his pocket.
I watered them.
Sure, get your shoes, Scotty. And Scotland, England on the TV. Not a mask being worn, apart from Tom's lovely wife was going around with a mask on. Beautiful. It was great. It was
a highlight stop in there, isn't it?
But we were going off the pitch because we just got changed the dugouts, obviously, and we're chatting. I said, "We'll go to Howley's." The fuck, go to Howley's, and just one of the Curry boys said, "Do it's open yet? Just go round through the funeral home." Shouts out to us.
I know it's a great spot. I said, Manny, I actually ended up at a 21st there before.
I done some.
I don't even know who the girl was, and I was up there. I had photos on my phone still of this with this bird.
We've done some big days. Done some big days there now.
David Kilcoyne's 21st in there as well. That was
it's a great stop off before Knock Airport.
A lot of people, even like county teams, that stopped there. Stopped there one night for a few.
He's a legend.
Any of the rugby club junkets from like the cup finals in Galway used to always end up in Howley's.
We always stop there and back. Yeah.
It's just you see it on the way down. I think, and it's you know you can park the bus.
We have a photograph of
Christmas lights still on it. Like,
they got rid of the Christmas lights. They got rid of the Christmas lights. I think Sligo Stats had it up.
Oh yeah. Whoever he is.
Whoever she is.
No, it's a he. It's definitely he.
Is it a he?
Yeah. No, not us. No.
That's the only reason I come up here.
60% people know it's not us.
61 now.
Sorry, it's been like sorry. I hope that's not taken up wrong what I said about club players and count the difference. But also, you have to look back critically as well. That them Sligo boys that from just saying 98, 99, or 97 were in the kind of final actually, all the way through to 2015.
Yeah.
We're competing. Now I know there's a big defeat in 2015.
Yeah. But see, it's you made a point there about the older players, like you have the Paul Taylors, the O'Haras, the Harrisons, the Buck from Eastern Harps, he's the ginger lad.
Ross Donovan.
Like these guys are absolute warriors, like, you know, they're naturally strong, they're naturally competitive fellas, and some of them are country guys, and I know you mightn't think much, but you gotta, it adds a lot of weight.
It does.
A country lad.
It does.
They just don't back down.
Yeah.
It makes an awful difference, and when you're grinning at me, you hate the country guy. You hate, I see the townie coming out. But it does make an awful difference when you're playing other teams that they're not doing strength and conditioning that they're doing now. So you take away all the strength and conditioning and the preparation, you're going to have naturally strong fellas and guys that can compete. And that's where it was throwing up these big wins and these big turnovers. They're gone now because they've narrowed the margin for error with the strength and conditioning and with the preparation, the head and the tactics and everything else that goes with it. That little window of opportunities got smaller and smaller as the time goes on, and that's why the championship should be split into 3 sections.
Well, that's
How do you even it? How do you even it?
I need to read it again about my point there, lads. Sligo have some top class footballers still, I do believe. I wasn't trying to insult anyone there, but I just saying.
What you're saying is right, but it's a hard position for you to be in because you're involved in club.
I know,
and you've got mates and stuff. You don't want to be a dickhead, right?
Yeah, I'm not being. Yeah, I know, but I think they're top class players.
There is, and if you go around to clubs in Sligo, and I see it myself, and they're underage. That's what I couldn't believe. At underage football, I seen lads that were just as talented as fellas in Mayo. Like, you could easily pick 15 lads, right? At 16, 17, 18-year-old, I was looking at guys thinking, that guy, if he was in Mayo, he'd be walking Crow Park for 2 or 3 years. No problem, right? And you look at the last Connacht Schools final that was played was in Charlestown, Summerhill.
I was up for it, yeah.
I was there too. Great crack with the young lads, with
the
chanting and the fireworks.
I was a few Summerhill chants now. They weren't. I was dying to get involved. They needed a bit of.
this old altar coming back. Yeah.
You
call that a chant?
I was up, but they were give me the S, give me the Summerhill. I don't like the tune to go into then. It's I can't think of it. It should be do something else and just.
Are you Summerhill lads?
Yeah, well.
The grammar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Glasgow Rangers. What the fucking is the difference?
Like that'd be a song we used to sing now. But
yeah. The grammar and the grammar.
I love that. I'm sure that was great fun that you had that.
We had a tremendous time.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
My
we were on about something there. My memory's gone again.
I was going to tell some grammar. I was actually going to tell some grammar stories.
Young fellas in county finals.
Summerhill and.
Well, we've Connacht Day medals, Edo. Were you in that? Did you play that team?
No, I fell out with Dave Kennedy at that time.
Oh, okay.
Connacht A medals.
Yeah.
Juvenile.
No,
Nice.
Junior.
Junior, sorry. Junior,
The one before
the year
senior.
before senior, sorry.
2000, what year was that? 3? Maybe?
It would have been 2003. I was 4 leaving 3. Yeah, 2003. Yeah.
Big Nordics in the finals. Great game, after extra time.
That was in Tubbercurry. Yeah.
We had monumental battles at Summerhill in our school in Rice College in Westport. Like, I think we played 30 from first year to leaving cert. We played 13 times. It was either a semi-final or a final. But that was in soccer, rugby, and Gaelic. Nearly all the same sort of fellas played. Like.
Yeah.
And I'd say, and same with the St. Gerard's and the Summerhill game that was on 2 years ago at the end before COVID. Like, Summerhill had better footballers.
He took the words out of my mouth. I couldn't believe they lost that game. They were way better footballers. They were.
But you know what, Adrian? It's the fucking same every year.
Yeah,
they have more talent.
But remember,
when it comes down to it, there was a bit of
there was a fellow come on wing forward, I think, for Gerald's, and he looked to be carrying a little bit of fucking weight and abuse. Remember, the fans were abusing the shit of him.
Yes.
When it came to the fucking crunch on the last, he got 2 or 3 balls and he got a score as well.
But they kept
that made
the game
the difference.
plan. Yeah. They kept to the game plan. I was with a couple of Sligo fellas that I knew, and I was saying it. I go, there's a couple of lads out there playing for Summerhill now, and different socks. They just had that look of, they were trying to stand out. It's like, don't be doing that. Don't do that.
I agree with you 100%.
I said it to one of them. I won't name the fella I was chatting to, but I said to him, I guarantee you that fella will be sent off by the end of the game. And sure as fuck, who was waddling off with the mullet, the buck, was that I pointed out. But it is and there's some. I'm telling you, there's some excellent football, and some of them don't even make county teams. Mark Walsh, as you call him up here,
From Omar Gales.
From Omar Gales was
Jerry's son.
Jerry, a legend. Myself and Jerry, the minor team in Omar Gales. A hard man to keep quiet, Jerry, on the sideline.
He was afraid of me one day, remember?
There's a few altercations.
When he went to work, that fella's not well in the head, he told me. He works at Ross, like.
Oh, really?
I seen McPartland at the match. I was like, I came out after half time. I told him I watched it now. Very impressed with them.
You'll have to give him my regards anyway.
I will.
Me and Jerry, with a good old combo through it. But Mark, if that was the Mayo, I think he'd be playing.
Really?
Yeah, he's Owen McLaughlin's back, like freak. Like he could run a pace that no one else can in football I've seen anyway.
But like the Sligo Miners bet Mayo Miners last year in the Connacht semi-final.
They did, but they...
I know it was a bit of a freak of a year as well.
It was a terrible day.
It was up in Beacon, yeah.
And that Mayo team were absolutely cash.
Were they? I only watched bits, but think about, I can't remember it.
You said you watched it.
I was in the Air Dome. I wasn't been a fiver for a minor match.
That's the GAA expert.
Actually, the funny thing about that Connacht final as well, the game in Charlestown, the Summerhill one. The week before that, Summerhill won the Connacht Cup, the schools final in Castlebar. Is it Milebush, is it where?
Yeah.
But I went to that.
Park,
I went to that as well. And that was good crack as well. Now
they had all the top
right,
stuff. I put it up on Instagram.
And they'd writing on the fucking.
Yeah,
the chance probably might be a bit different at the football game as well.
They were good. They were good chance. They Flair, I think they Flair.
Same crew, I'd say.
And
Morsey,
like Father Cryan was there, and they were chanting at him. But that was on a Wednesday at like 12. I was working at Castlebar, and I said I'll go up to it. And Wednesday 12 o'clock, and then the Saturday I think maybe was the football final. And they were charging into it when they didn't charge the soccer. Yeah. And this dad, sure, I was in Castleberry robbing bastards and not paying a fiver for him. Like, the GAA, charging the fiver.
Charging the schools game.
We're charging into it.
Yeah, Connacht Council do. Should have to pay for the dome.
Would they have been charging that game back in 2003?
No.
They probably would have.
That's where I got my Summerhill. That's where I got my Summerhill sporting.
It was the level below senior. It wasn't junior.
That's where I got.
Like third year.
That's where I got my ban from Summerhill sporting events. I wasn't allowed to go to games officially after that Kerry one. Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Nothing at all. Someone threw something. I didn't know. So that's not my style to throw something. I like to throw words out at people. I like to spit rhymes.
You can deny that.
Yeah.
Word grenades.
Yeah. But that's what the ban. So we had to travel illegally to games after that.
Yeah. Like Sligo have loads of talented footballers.
The football.
The game Saturday.
Why are you here? They have loads of talented footballers. Loads of games development officer facilities are there. Yeah. There's no soccer is a big problem.
Well, that's another thing.
Problem, but like I know you're.
I was just about to say Gaelic is a problem because at least we're successful at that.
Yeah.
Do you know?
But that's a massive thing. You got a major population around the town, and they love playing soccer, and they love the Rovers and everything that goes with it. And that's great.
But
Fair play to them, they deserve it.
Yeah, there is still like Sligo is a football town, like soccer town. It always will be.
Full stop.
You know, but like there is still there is an element of we grew up in town. We all play Gaelic. Do you know? They probably need to find a way to keep more town people playing Gaelic past, say the likes of most of my friends, and I have a good few friends who were really talented at football, but all probably packed it in past.
Well,
18.
that junior team you're on about, who is there anyone still involved in football in any way?
Well, Ewing was in that team.
Yeah.
David Rooney played county about 5 years ago.
But you'll do well.
David Rooney,
St John's. No, St John's. He would have played for.
He's a soccer player as well.
He played a bit. Yeah,
he would have been a good soccer player as well. Yeah.
He played Carrington's right now.
Roach would have played. Roach played county for Sligo at 18. He played a league game up in Kildare.
But he wasn't seen it after 21.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They need to find a way to keep people more. Yeah. Especially in town, I think. It's a huge area. Do you know?
There's only 3 clubs:
Colry, Johns and Mary's, I suppose. Yeah. City Gales were there for a while.
Yeah.
Who? There was a team kind of around Cranmore, City Gales. Well, it weren't even Cranmore, City Gales, yeah.
City Gales.
They played...
up in Summerhill.
Well, they played out in Collegians football. They put goal... You know where Collegians is across the road from Scarden Cemetery?
Yeah.
I told you the story before, that Wesley Charles was... my father was in goals, and Wesley Charles was...
I've heard the myth that he played.
This guy from, where's St. Vincent and the Grenadine?
Yeah.
6'4" with dreadlocks, was playing full forward.
I'm with City Gales. What a name for a team. City Gales.
We're going off the topic a wee bit.
Yeah, we're not. Are we not?
The game Saturday. But the thing I was saying, I said at the start here, I go 11 behind the ball, and then if you have the likes of Niall Murphy, Liam Gaughan, I was saying Carabine, and Peter Nyochton.
What's the story there?
I don't know. I actually know, but they're 4 top class footballers. Yeah. And then I know working the ball up from through Mayo is a bit hard, but like them four would surely get scores against any team, I think. Now, service is, you'll have to, look, it's not that easy. And Mayo
look at it objectively, right? Mayo, if you put 14 behind the ball, right? Mayo don't have a free taker now. They've no one from the right-hand side to take a free. They've no left-footed free taker.
Is Towie, I heard, going to be taken over, is he?
If he starts, but is he going to play him? Is he going to play James Carr? Like, if you could keep them down to frees, like, why not? Like, stop them from playing. Stop them playing football and bring it to the last 5 minutes.
Well, that's yeah.
And then unleash. Just get stuck into
that. Well, you may as well lose by 10 at that stage if than 4. Like go, you were saying, just go for it. Yeah, so is that the tactic, lads? That the only tactic Sligo have?
Anything you can do. Well, look, if you were playing Football Manager, that's what you'd be doing. The ultra defensive, you'd play counter until the last couple of minutes, and then you go for it.
Unless you totally take them by surprise and play 11 in the forwards. I just see what happens.
Just don't track back at all.
Just see what happens. I've maintained. I used to joke.
Stop.
I used to joke with the Carvery lads that instead of bringing a man back, that you actually put a man forward and see what the other team do. Instead of having 4 wing back, or 4 half backs, have 4 half forwards. And just
have you ever done an 8-1 a match that you've had the free man and you've put him up front? No?
Yeah.
And was it successful?
We pushed. Well, I tell you what we done.
Pushed in the middle anyway.
Yeah. There was one chance again last year. One team we knew we were going pushing a fella back.
Yeah.
So go up and fuck him. We put a forward on him to mark him, like.
Yes. Yeah.
And your man didn't know what to do because he was just there to sweep up ball, kind of, but sure he wasn't. And
but see, a lot of good managers, what they'll do is they'll free up their best player, like their county player normally, and then just let him run.
Well, it should be impossible to free up a county player at club level. I think they're going to be marked, surely.
Like, yeah, but if you have a free man.
You mean as if you go 14 against 15?
Yeah,
you
free up your main man. And
the other club can't let. You can't let.
Well, Mayo should have done an All-Ireland final last year. They went in at half time with
black card,
Dublin with a black card. We brought on a defensive option, Michael Plunker. What we should have done was brought on Keith Higgins or bring on Higgins and free up Oisin Mullen. Just go for it. We didn't go for it. We give up.
We watched that in your house, didn't we?
That was the night of the Christmas party.
What was it?
Jesus. I don't remember much. You watched the game again the next day.
I had to watch it again. I had to watch it a few times again because it was just, I couldn't remember.
Your interviewing technique with a few pints is very, very aggressive. It's like you wouldn't give the man a chance to answer the question. I forget who it was.
Barry.
Would you?
I don't remember it.
45 minutes of the interview I had to cut out.
15.
It was a wild night.
The next morning I woke up dying and creaked open the laptop and started playing it back. Oh, jeez.
It's 16 points
You trying to sing the song at the end.
Oh, yeah. We'll release that someday. 8-0 left, you stormed off.
I don't remember. I think I fell out.
Me and Murty tried to wrap it up then.
Oh, yeah, that's unreal, that clip, yeah.
We barely talk. We're trying to, all right, that's done.
We were trying to sing the song.
Trying to sing the song then, yeah. Oh, man. We'll release it at some stage.
I don't want to hear that.
It's hard to listen to your own voice back.
I found that, but when I did with Ocean, like, and Austin O'Callaghan's a genius.
You had you and McKenna on one evening.
I did, yeah.
How did you pull it? Are you still talking to him?
Not really, because he's jumped the shark now. I have his mobile number, actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh,
he teased us that he would come on, didn't he? And then
he told us he'd come on.
He would.
No, but he looks for a few £.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I suppose he has to make some.
That's all he has.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Sunday evenings with you and now.
I love it because somewhere between the lick arses on Twitter and the fucking glory hunters that go for the few likes, and you and McKenna is the truth. Ronnie and McKenna between the two is the truth. I always find anyway. Like
I can't have that. I can't have you and just say stuff that people will.
He says for a reaction, right? But he has a small
he's a really good journalist. Like if he just stuck to writing about sports, he'd be really, really good.
I know when the last time he talked about sport.
Huh?
When's the last time he talked about sport?
That's exactly it.
Does he even watch sport now?
I don't think so.
He just waits for someone to die or
surprisingly complimentary the Irish Sevens team this morning.
Was he?
Yeah, very strange of him.
That is very good.
Yeah.
He was asking about the New Zealand transgenders.
He's probably having a pop.
He had to go with them.
The what?
The transgender.
We won't go there.
What happens then when it happens in Gaelic football that a trans Anthony Brennan and have you on the team straight away?
We wouldn't mix.
No, you don't like them, no.
Yeah, but Ewan's a bit. Okay, we'll just cut a little bit out there, lads. You might know this, but Ewan was on thing. But sorry, back to hearing your own voice. Oscar Collins, an absolute genius. Ocean FM, his class. He said, "Look, no one likes to do it, but just listen back to it, and then
you get better."
But by the time I'd listened a few times, I couldn't give a shite really. Like,
it's
like, all right, that's it. That's
like, I don't know why I even started doing it. To be honest, so many people do it on podcasts. And the guy I have on with me, Enda, is like, there's no one out there that knows more about football than him.
He's involved with Kilmovie, is it?
Yeah, he's a Kilmovie man. It's the first time managing a team. Like,
Right.
done the podcast.
Did he get it from the podcast?
Get a
Nearly?
bit of clout. I think, mainly, yeah, 'cause he didn't really manage him before.
Yeah.
And like they said, we'll give this guy a job, and he knows his stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and like for a bet, that guy, he knows. He just knows he can pick a bet, and nearly every week he nails it. Like,
So you
He makes
reckon
fortune
the 14 is a serious, but you think Sligo will come in within 14 points on Saturday?
Yeah, sorry, I was like, yeah.
What do you think?
But just before you pull the trigger on me there, Mayo aren't going to be playing the game in Markovich Park on Saturday evening, and they're going to be 13 points up, and they're going, shit lads, with a minute left, the handicap.
That is a problem with handicap betting.
Handicaps, yeah, it's a waste of time.
No, the more I'm listening to you, the more I'm getting convinced that Sligo plus 14 might be a good bet, especially with Killian out.
Yeah.
And if Jim O'Connor is gone,
He's out.
and like.
I'm just wondering how Sligo play. I just saying, like, I think they have to have something different, surely, than we've seen in the league.
But like, if they mix it up, if they, like every team, no matter what standard they're at, they can put a bit of aggression into it and they can get stuck in.
I don't know. Can this? Like, that's not a thing. They're obviously big, strong, fit lads, but I think, as you said, the physical, the Mayo is just another level. Like,
but
what did Galway put on them?
Bit of dirt.
Bit of dirt. You need
borderline dirt. Yeah.
Look at the best players in the country do it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Johnny Cooper.
What did Galway put on them in 2019?
That was only 10 points in the end.
Yeah.
It was 3-10 to. Like, that was only 4. That was 6-4 at half time.
Yeah. They were very negative though in the first half, Galway.
But so was Sligo. I think it was 6-4 at half time in a championship game against Galway.
It was a breeze, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
It was a bit of a breeze, yeah. Because we were actually going back Sligo would be leading at half time.
You were waiting to see hear the toss, weren't you?
Waiting the toss, yeah. So you can find stuff like that. You find angles like that.
Yeah.
Connacht Rugby used to be a great one as well.
Sligo have a good record in Markovich Park. It cost me a lot of money a long time ago against Roscommon.
Oh, the Saturday evening, 2015.
A great night out too.
To go home and tell me how lady I lost it all. Won't forget it.
The trick about Sligo Roscommon games up until that game in 2015 was whoever was the favourites never won. For our life growing up, like Roscommon used to spoil our party 03-04 a couple of times, and then we shocked them that day in 2015. 2007, when we won Connacht in 2007, Sligo that day because Rovers were playing Shams on the Saturday night in the Cup, and Rovers were 4-1 to beat Shams in the Cup, and Sligo I think were 11-4. And the only reason I remembered it was because I obviously did it myself, but it was the day before Father's Day, so that was the Father's Day present, and I won. Got 10 or double, got 187.50.
Beautiful.
Simple. But anyway, I don't know where that story
the spread 14 points. Whoa.
Well, yeah, the more I talk to you, the more I think we can early, but
maybe I'll be sent up here.
Smooth Jimmy. 14 is a lot in Gaelic football.
It's an awful lot.
It is.
Especially when you look at Mayo in the last 3 or 4 years, they just can't hammer a team. They let teams back into it all the time.
Was it Leitrim that played first round last year?
Yeah, no, that was an awful day. That
kept
was winter. That was winter football
true,
now.
yeah.
This is different.
Markovich Park, small. Is it a small pitch?
Oh, it's a big pitch.
I don't know. I don't think it is. It's not small.
Like
No, it does feel a bit, but it's not like that small. Believe me. Gassed there enough times.
Yeah, they have a chance, but sure. Look,
They don't have a chance. You're saying. What are you saying? You're trying to.
they've got a small chance, and they're playing on Sky Sports for God's sake.
Yeah.
There's no pressure on them. Like, what have they to lose?
Well, that's it. There's
It's a
nothing to
great
lose.
opportunity for them.
I know McEntee was interviewed last weekend after the game, and he said, "Oh, it's been a whitewash, and we'll regroup in September."
Yeah, but
that was to Gavin Cawley.
That was emotion too, and probably
Yeah.
so like you said yourself, they should play the Wexford game, and I agreed with you, just to get a bit of momentum back, a bit of confidence, and then they go and get hammered.
I know.
It's like it seems to me that when they think they're over the worst of it, it bites them again. It's like I think they keep thinking, oh, it won't get any worse.
There have to be a turning point at some stage.
But if they keep thinking that way, it's it can't get any worse.
It can't get any worse now, unless we're about by 40 points on Saturday. That'll be. Yeah. That's as low as you can go. But it can't. We're like
the bet Leitrim.
You were saying you were trying to do a ranking on Tuesday on the podcast.
The second worst team with
So you're saying they were number 30?
29. I don't know. Enda knows how many teams there is. Do you count the?
Well, there's 30. There's 31. So isn't there? Yeah. Who's worse than Sligo in your ranking? Leitrim.
Yeah, because you bet Leitrim.
Yeah. Right.
Pretty good with our COVID numbers, though.
This is doing the players. Sorry, this is doing the players an awful disservice as well.
Yeah.
Like this talk, like thing, but like someone has to be at the bottom of it. But they're not. I'll go to Offaly getting promoted to Division 2. like Sligo and Offaly kind of run the same trajectory there the last few years. And
Did they beat them?
in Colooney, they should have bet them. There was a bit of shite laid on, and
They're kicking the ball away.
yeah, and Offaly have gone up since then, and Sligo have gone down.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't think Offaly are any better than Sligo players in there.
No, but you see, it was John Mahan said he had 8 people the first night.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
training, And he just carried lads for the year, and some of the lads that weren't committed said, "Fuck it, things are going all right here. We'll join on." And it's a momentum thing, and if Sligo got a win or two, if they had a decent run of the season, it's all about getting the young lads in and keeping those two. And Sligo have a young, like they've done everything by the book. Sligo, they've localised the 2 schools. They pushed everyone to the 2 schools, put coaching officers in the schools. They have the facilities right. They have the players right. But I don't know. Is it? Are they bringing in the wrong type of guys? Are they going for just talent and not looking at the heads of these guys? Or like to be an inter-county footballers, and like I said earlier about the Mayo lads, it's a serious vocation. Like that, would you be better off going with the guy who gives you 100%, that's 80% talent, than the fella that's 100% talent that gives you 60%?
Possibly, and that's why I go back to what I think they're missing out. Like I referenced Paul Durkin a few times. Like Durkin,
Big lad, yeah.
wasn't the most gifted footballer on the ball, but Jesus Christ, he was a dog. Like, and that's also to a point.
That day against Galway in the championship in 2019. Is it 2019? Yeah, 2019. Like it was very noticeable, just the difference in the physique of the Galway lads. You know, they were bigger, stronger. You know, they were just more like. But you're right though. You're right about there seems to be a lack of, and it seems it's a good few years.
They're not around. There's just Big Ape isn't around even.
They're around somewhere.
They have to be somewhere.
I know it's a bit of a.
But no, they can't be absolute stink as well. You can't just throw any fella.
That's where you go.
Philip O'Malley.
Yeah,
That's where you go to the under-16 academy and you go and you bring in the big lump from Dromore West. That's raw as shite. But you give him 4 or 5 years.
Hello to all our Dromore West.
I was in it today actually.
In the still.
I stopped. Lovely Central lads. Have to stop in there. On the way.
They've done the
very impressive. Blair Feeney really put the game up since the new filling station came in. Further
in
down
Kerbala there, yeah.
Up the hill.
A lovely Chinese there as well, actually.
Dromore West.
The Chinese wings. Sensational. Yeah.
Wouldn't you get the Chinese in Dromore West?
It is very
it's
nice.
unreal. How are you going to the Chinese in Dromore West?
There's people in Ballina about that Chinese.
There is. I'm telling you, there is. Yeah.
There is. I swear to God there is. Because I work in Ballina. There's people who go to Wings in Dromore West to a lovely spice.
It's a hidden gem. I'm telling you.
It's because I get a Chinese tonight.
But it's only 35 minutes away.
When I'm driving back from Ballina,
I'd have gone by the. You ring fucking gone by the time I get back to Ballina.
You're leaving Ballina. You ring ahead. You stop in Dromore West and you scoff it in Ballina.
I couldn't sit with a Chinese in the car for 20 minutes. I couldn't. I had to
make a mess of yourself.
go to a lay-by,
Or have someone drive you so you can eat on.
I'm an awful man I'm an awful secret eater.
Awesome.
Oh, stuff. Yeah, just nip out to get some milk. 4 nights.
I'd wake up in the middle of the night in front of the fridge, like. I sleep eat, like. That's why I'm.
We brought the boys at the mountain, the senior team the other night, because there was no pitch. So we said we'll change it up. We've been training flat out for a while, so we just brought for a walk at the mountain with Mama Johnson's, the ice cream place after and all. Nice. But I had to take it home, the 2 tubs. There was loads left.
Oh no!
2 o'clock in the morning, I kind of rustle in the bed, and I got up. I just found myself eating a honeycomb ice cream. So I was suddenly in the kitchen just eating honeycomb. I was like, oh, what is going on?
We do talk a good bit of food on the podcast. This is
we might set up a food podcast.
Could do. Well, Wings should be looked at, lads.
In Dromore West.
I've heard a lot about it, and like, there's nothing in Dromore West. Really.
The still is alright with a few sessions, with a few pints there. Yeah.
Terry's wedding, yeah.
Pubs now are gone, lads. Pubs. How are you getting on with the outdoor drinking the last 2 weeks?
This man is propping up the Sligo economy.
I've been on the beer nearly every day.
Yeah, I've had
1 pint at least every day.
Yeah, it's actually last night was the first night I was actually cold. It was cold with the outdoor drinking. Now there was a bit of a draft going down, down there.
So your immune system's shutting down. That's why you're at it.
Where are you at it? Like?
Well, Kennedy's are our main sponsor for the football club. So I was there on Saturday, Sunday, and I was in the Blue Lagoon on Friday.
Nice.
Great job over the Blue.
Nice.
But,
Kennedy's is a great spot for watching matches. There's enough TVs in there.
Yeah.
So if I was at Round Sligo now, I wanted to bring the lads to watch a match. There's enough TVs, enough corners.
Well, that was a question sent to us a few weeks back. Where's the best place to watch a game?
Well, you see, they have the TV outside now as well. Okay. So the kind of three tables between Kennedy's and Bourbon.
Right.
You can sit in there and you can watch the game.
There's a TV outside now as well, is it?
Sorry?
I just seen
the Blue. There's plenty of TVs over there as well.
That
Yeah.
trailer's still there for like €6 for a toasted sandwich.
Where?
Outside the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, they do a great breakfast sandwich. Great breakfast sandwich.
You're not impressed with the price. You're very angry with stuff with that. What? Someone was charging €1 for air.
I'm a fucking angry man.
Yeah?
I'm not angry. No, I take that back. Just some things that annoy me. I'll say it like.
Yeah.
Paying €1 for air. Come on.
I know.
Come on, and you wouldn't believe them.
You wouldn't have fancy. I had a lobster roll last week, which got discussed. You would have liked what I paid for that.
You try driving around with a slow puncture for a year and you find out how many euros you spend instead of getting the fucking thing fixed. I would have paid for the tyre right there. And like I know every filling station, but when I put up that tweet about the air, like the amount of people that message me going, "Oh, this place has it. This place has free air. This place, yeah."
Could be a podcast in itself.
Good advertising for them. You would say Markridge Park's a lovely ground.
Well,
serious. I don't think its location is a problem for me. Serious lack. There's no. If there was a pub right beside it, and parking and
is it Tahani's or
Tahani's? Yeah.
Tahani's. That's a fire. That's nice. Is
there no near a pub? No.
Sligo Park's what we go to.
That's a hotel.
I went. I remember when before they played Limerick in not just the Carvery. All right, sorry.
When you brought up the Carvery, I have to say it to you. Like, I said it to you. I tweeted about a year ago.
What a review of the game.
COVID killed Carvery. COVID killed the Carvery, and I cannot wait to go back. I'm a Carvery man myself.
It killed the breakfast buffet as well.
It did. Yes, it did.
I was in a hotel last year.
There's a question here actually for you on Carvery Scene.
We'll get at the end.
He asked the ref for his opinion on the Carvery crisis that has hit the town. If he was to bring a Carvery serving restaurant to Sligo from either County Sligo or Mayo, which one would it be and why?
Oh, that's a great question.
Is there any good Carveries in Mayo?
There is. The Castle Court in Westport's a Rolls Royce Carvery. It's been traditionally, it's the powerhouse of Carvery.
What's so good about it? Like,
it's just, you want pepper sauce, they'll fucking put plenty of it on. You know? You want spuds, you want extra veg, and then she'll always go, would you want a few chips, yeah?
Do you remember your one? Yeah.
Shut up.
This one used to, there was above the
Quayside
shopping centre.
All you can eat breakfast.
All you can eat breakfast. We used to go into her, but like, she'd keep, like,
coming out with sausages out of her pockets.
Yeah, she'd go, but she must thought we were big hungry bastards. And she'd like slip a fucking extra sauce on a roll of beans and she'd go, shut up, don't tell it to anyone.
What's the place up on the way to Grange on the right hand side?
Henry's. Is that it?
Henry's,
yeah. Henry's is a good Carvery now,
yeah. If you're going out the way, you're going to go get a good Carvery. Sligo town, I don't recall.
That's what they were asking. It's a Carvery crisis.
It's been a big question to us.
It's going to come back big. You're right,
well funded.
I wonder if at the end of it we could clip all the Carvery sections and put them into one podcast. Put every episode so far.
Set up a Carvery, lads. You know what you want.
Actually,
you want garlic potatoes. You want a few chips.
You're going to some different, I've never seen garlic potatoes at a Carvery.
Garlic potatoes are a staple. If you go to Malroy,
not in the Longford Arms.
Actually, do you know what I got there?
Percy French's.
I got the roast from Bridgefoot House at the weekend.
That's posh now.
That sounds posh.
It was a ridiculous feed though. It was sensational. Like.
Where the beef used to be.
I got now slow cooked beef. It was really good. Now it was a level above just your plug and go fill you up Carvery now.
Well, that's what it depends on what you want. Like
the Bush. The Bush Hotel in Carrick.
Crying's
good Carvery. Sorry.
What I was going to say, does anybody now? Obviously, with COVID, there hasn't been big matches. But does anybody go to Harry's in Kinnegad anymore?
I don't know.
That used to be a great staple for
I have a story about
we're different in Mayo.
You sure are.
We go to Felix.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
A photo of Felix the other day. Remember staff was looking for a vegetable dinner there.
Just holding the tray. She's cutting that beef looks the right.
Sligo played Roscommon, or Sligo played Leitrim and Carrick. I think it might have been 2005, so it would have been 21 at the time. But I think the under 16s were playing before it. No, it was 2006. It was the World Cup final was on that day. Italy won it. But me and we went up in a camper van with Gary Dillon or something. Anyways. No. But Finny Nally was there. But anyways, me and Heinzie got fairly, well on it. We're starving after the thing. So we went up to the Bush Hotel and we'd seen the Sligo under 16 team leaving. Now we were grizzly 21-year-olds at this stage, like after 2 days in the beer, like we told you on, that's the team there, so leaving out. This fella got injured down at the game, and we didn't get our dinner. And she got us into, she goes, I'll get a Carvery for you now, and into the banquet room, the two of us just with pints and all, like, it's a Sligo under 16 team that walked out the door. We missed the camper van home, actually. A fella had
you got a good feed, though.
Someone random had to come collect us up in Carrick,
Worth it. What happened to the camper van? It's always something I want to buy, but it's just...
Yeah, it was a good crack.
Now,
Yeah.
I'll text Tiny and you might find out. Sorry, game Saturday. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, but Carvery.
The real stuff.
Will the Sligo team go for a car? Will they go for dinner now in the Carvery? Have a Carvery after? They should have went weekend for a selection of Carvery's team.
Book, he was giving out stink, but the Irish team went to some eating challenge.
That's the fish thing.
Leo Burdocks.
Leo Burdocks.
They played Spain the next day and got bet out the game. They were last 3-1 on Lansdowne the day after doing the Burdocks fucking fish eating challenge.
So what do Mayo do Saturday? So who? Any surprising team, or will it be much the Clare team?
It'll be Henley, probably in the Hessian, Oisin Mullen, Lee Keegan, Paddy Durkin, Stephen Cohn, maybe or McLaughlin, Matthew Ruan, Jimmy McConnor. It'll be the same.
O'Connor won't play.
He won't actually. It'll be Jordan Flynn will be in for.
Jordan Flynn, good midfield, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, that could be another place to target. You know.
Well, I was just going to say there, I know I thought Ruan played okay in the league.
He's only played like 12 or 13 games.
Yeah.
Like he's not been around that long, so it's going to take a while to get up to that pace as well.
No, it's Sligo. Yeah, you could be right there. That could be one area to try and get it.
And you got to look at you, and you're in that position. You have to look at every possible thing. Like.
So who wing forward then?
Oh, you put me on the spot now.
Sorry, not saying. No, sorry. I actually mean to you the name thing. Will O'Shea be centre? Will he?
O'Shea probably will start, but they probably might put him inside. You know.
Because of what he done 2015, memories of that.
Yeah.
He just ran over fellas.
But like he was on that McDonald fellow. Was he 18? 20, how old was the fellow was marking him?
He was Kevin.
He was about 20.
Kevin was captain at the parade stage as well.
He was 2021.
I was tough on him.
And he was on. I know he got kind of. Daniel May ended up on him for like fellas kind of ended up on the accent a few times, I think, and he was. That was the biggest size difference.
Aidan O'Shea is way bigger than everyone else.
Yeah. That's the main
like lower strength teams. He can just bulldoze his way through. In fairness to him. But Ryan O'Donnell will be inside, Tommy Conroy will be in the other corner, probably O'Shea. Then the half forward line, you could have Fergal, Boland. See, I'd say he will mix it up a little bit. He'll put a few different names in there.
Well, I was just I was chatting to someone. Who was chatting the other day? Well, he's an ex-county player, but I was just chatting with Mayo the game. Like I said, Mayo. He was saying with O'Connor, he reckoned the season's over, like in terms of winning All Ireland.
Yeah, I'd agree with him.
But I definitely think there's a Connacht there. Like you only need to win one game, maybe to win a Connacht, like, and that's the final. You have Sligo and Leitrim, and then you've just to get yourselves up for a goal wherever it's coming.
Even when O'Connor wasn't injured, the realistic target was get to Division 1, win a Connacht, and then lose to Dublin.
Semi-final is Dublin, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, to be honest, it's the All Ireland competition now. It's turned into a bit of a joke at this stage. They're winning so well. Now I know what's up Kerry are getting there.
Yeah.
Like that time, Kerry getting bet last year by Cork was the best thing that ever happened to them. Like it's really up them.
They're a different animal this year.
They're hurt, and like they were told about it in Kerry.
Yeah.
We don't have that in Mayo. If we lose, there's people patting on the back.
Is there?
Yeah. There's a great, like the majority.
You're obsessed up there.
Like there's homecomings, like after losing on Ireland.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't see that in Kerry.
How's that in The Simpsons? Our adoring fans came to wave us off the plane. Oh look!
We're not dependent.
Yeah.
Mo is there straight away.
There is an expectation that's different in Mayo compared to like our expectation is to be up to the final. I don't think to win it. But Kerry, it's like
it's different.
But that's what you need to do to beat.
Well, here's a point you made. The matter with soccer, and maybe why Sligo can't compete because they didn't in the past. But if Kerry just football, no other sport really down there, full mad. Mayo the same, and Sligo then has the soccer,
rugby,
the rugby. Yeah,
there's nothing in Mayo. Like there's nothing.
There's nothing to do, I'd say, either in some of these places, in some of these shanty towns.
I put my hand up, and that's probably like I wasn't a huge Mayo fan up until like 2009, 10.
Really?
We were going away at the weekends, and it's only when my mates started making the Mayo. Like I was in school at Keegan and Georgia.
Okay, yeah.
I was in their class.
Right.
And like we were up in Inishowen that week, the year they bet the All Ireland champions Cork in 11.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there in the pub, we were watching. Like, what? These fucking lads are beating All Ireland champions. Like, what the fuck? So everyone started following it then, and they played Kerry and got bet. But the year after, they got to an All Ireland final, and all of a sudden, it was this monster that's still rolling. Like, because there's nothing else to do in Mayo, bar going the beer. But like, going the beer, watching a match is good crack because you can go different places.
Yeah.
There isn't much else to do. Like following football, Mayo is the popular thing.
Well, yeah, like I told you, I worked in Ballina for a year and a half in Hollister, but I found like the Mayo Gaelic team are the Manchester United of Manchester, if you know what I mean. Like they're the local, the English equivalent of your local soccer club. Yeah, that's it. Like it's like it's like Liverpool fans and Liverpool or Everton.
Yeah,
Like, it's the own Newcastle. I'd nearly put them with. They're just that's their team and they're obsessed and they follow them like that.
Yeah.
There was one who went mad at me because I had tickets to the 16 All-Ireland final.
Oh, don't start me about Sligo lads getting tickets.
Why shouldn't we?
It sickens me. Like, you realise the struggle you have to
I
get the
laughed.
ticket.
I laughed. I had 2 tickets to one final, and this is no
Does Gary
lie.
Clancy go up every year to find
No, he
This
only
is
decided jumped on the bandwagon. He doesn't deserve a ticket. He made me fucking angry.
When I went up to Omar Gales first, they were like, it was asked for a ticket, and I was like, Jesus, it'd be great to win. Like, like you kill yourself, kill people to get a ticket in Mayo around All Ireland final week. And then there's Joey and Niall Hodgins. Oh yeah, we're going up. We should go up every year. I'm like, how are you getting these tickets, lads?
Anytime, like,
I did about 19 in a row until I missed one thing. Horn's wedding. I went an absolute bender and didn't even turn up to Horn's wedding.
Oh, we were playing
we were playing final. That's then that was my record gone.
And then like we were coming home. I was coming home. We were getting the train back to Ballymote or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And like absolutely giant. Like the depths of depression, the jeans on, the Mayo polo shirts,
The Crocs on.
just the Crocs. The Crocs. I'll bring up the Crocs in a second, actually. And then I got one seat left in the train, sat beside some fella 3 fellas from Leitrim. I said, "Where were you, lads?" "Oh, we're at the final. Should we go every year? Sure, our friend works in Crow Park and gets us tickets." And I'm like, "And do you realise?"
My old fella's from Kerry, and the best thing for him was living in Sligo. It's like back when he would be like he used to go to All Ireland finals probably up all the time when Kerry were in
If
it.
you involve a club, you get tickets.
No, yeah, but you just know someone around town. Someone around town would always have a ticket. You might know the county board treasurer. I don't know how many the county board get for it, but he thought it was great living in Sligo because nobody was ever asking for a ticket to the All Ireland. Yeah.
You need to go, bro. You need to go like to other counties with clubs because every club gets 2.
But it used to always be too. The team that qualified the first weekend, it was a lot easier. So say Mayo got there on the first year, you got to run on people. So you'd be ringing the buck down in Wexford. Here, send up 10 tickets up here.
Swap and hurling for football tickets.
Because I think one of the All-Ireland, like a couple of the All-Ireland finals, it was definitely 50-50. The Mayo finals were 50-50 with people in it.
My first
Mayo and
All-Ireland
Dublin.
final was, I was at the two 96, the Meath Mayo. So I took great joy that day. I was sitting.
I was like 6 years.
I was sitting right on I was 10. I was sitting right, so it'd be section 301 of the Cusack lower. So I was sitting right in the fight area. Like, and I was kind of afraid. I was only a young fella. Like,
It's all about 3:30.
Yeah, 3:30. You reckon?
That's the best. That's their best seats in.
Think so.
Not in the Old Corla, like, but
Yeah.
If you're I'm a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
Like I won a season ticket when the first came out. Like,
Jesus, a great
I went to
price.
just paid a membership. Our club put us into a draw, and that's how I got so into football because it gave you free access to all club games. So I started like I'm a miserable old fucker at the best time. So free into games. I used to go to any old match to be on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I used to go to these club games and just watching them and loving meeting these absolute lunatics and taking pictures of them. That's what the whole RF thing started like.
Yeah.
Just everyone knew about these nut job refs or these, local heroes and just put up pictures of them and everyone loved it. That's what it all started.
But actually, I was just, when you're on about like this stuff, it just came into my head, like, you're paying into games. Like Brian O'Reilly was managing the Carvery Juniors about 2-3 years ago, and they were playing Junior B. It was a Junior B semi-final out in Scarden. And Brian rang me at 4:45, said, "Look, I've only 17, will you just come out and bring the boots?" I said, "Well, yeah, no bother." So I came out at about, the game was kicking off at 5:30. I showed up at about 5:15. €10, please. I was like, "What?" He goes, €10. I go, "I'm playing." He goes, "If you were playing, you would be here already."
Which is a shit attitude.
I was like, he's not trying to charge me €10 in to a Junior B semi-final. Anyway.
There were certain ones, but like you can say you're on the programme, then you're landing in, and there were no more near on the programme. Just pick out some shy player.
I
I
pulled a good one in Scarden there the first day it opened. They had all the underage finals on, and the Water Logic fan, the water, and like fellas don't really know what it is. It just says Water Logic, and I come and go to the list of all the COVID, and I go, "Oh, poor Clancy rang me there. He runs Scarden. He goes, something wrong in the dressing room. See a leak or something. I better go up." "Oh, go ahead."
I snuck into the Mayo Donegal game when the first lockdown was over. I was the only person to get into the match, and I went up, walked up, chanced the gate like, and said, "Oh yeah, sure, 1 point for Johnny Gilmartin." And the buck was like, "All right, yeah," and I just fuck right. So walked in and hid in the jacks for about 25 minutes until I heard the game start, and I just made my way round the corner and watched it.
Right. Am I going to this is the game we haven't really talked about the game because as you said, like, what do you talk about in a way? But I think they might come in and I think they'll beat the handicap, right? I think
I'm coming around to that way of thinking now.
The players are if they are playing actual football and it's a bit open, I'd be worried with Mayo going forward. Obviously, cutting through Paddy Durkin especially. and Mullen and Keegan, if they take off, it's a long way back up that pitch to catch them and not get caught with an overlap type thing, like just a simple ball over the head and bang, Conroy. Yeah, well, that's like if Murph is on Oshie Mullen sends him the other way, it's negating Murph's fucking main threat, and that's scoring.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I'm looking forward to seeing Niall Murphy. Like Oshie Mullen's been leaking a good bit of score. I think he's going to have fun on it. I think Murphy's going to do it. But I'd like to see Murphy on a top defender, see what he's really made of. I know he's played for Ireland.
Okay.
He's a high standard and he's regarded well in Sligo.
I
just want to see him up against the big boys and see where.
But like, how do you see him up against the big boys? If you know what I mean?
Well, there'll be
if he had a full team around, like if he
it makes it easier for him. I understand.
No, yeah, I know that. Yeah, so.
But he will have a one-on-one duel, and it'll be interesting to see where he is. Like, because I think
you're not as gone as you think.
Well, no, I've never seen it. I've never seen it up against the big boys.
Well, Mullen's a different. If Mullen is on,
Mullen isn't a great man marker. I wouldn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a different kind of like if he just takes up the pitch.
Will Murphy go back?
Well, that's the saying. Is he? Has McAnally said right? You fucking hold a position and whatever. Wing back. Yeah, if you see him cross the 65, Mullen, you tag him then.
Yeah. Like Peter Naughton, the top scorer.
Yeah, we're going on to that. What I don't know what's going on there. I think was he injured? I don't know.
No,
he wasn't.
A little niggle, like, but I just don't know. He doesn't look like the guy that's a superstar footballer. But then when he gets on the pitch, he's just a laid back style.
Okay.
And he'll kick the points for fun. Yeah. He's a wonder of boot, like. He's genuinely class footballer.
I snuck into the Sligo Roscommon game in Boyle there a few weeks ago.
Put a picture up of it then. Like.
Yeah, of course it did.
COVID.
We have no one to answer for. No, we have no one to answer to. But Naughton, come on. I thought he looked. Now I don't know. I thought he just back from injury, but he just didn't look at county pace. I thought he looked sluggish, like.
Yeah, but he looked sluggish playing a county final in Mayo. But he was still kicking points for fun, like. He doesn't look like the type of guy.
Okay.
But you got to try something different. I think.
Well, that's it. And
Naughton has done it against all these fellas at club level.
That's the thing as well. Yeah. I don't know what's going to train, but you think if Gaughan's back as well, if you had him, Murph, and Gaughan, and there's scores surely. I know Mayo. Look, I know Mayo will step up again, but
I think 14 points is an awful lot.
Yeah. Interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
No, just on the 14 points. Yeah, like
we've talked about loads of things now. Paddy Power will be on to us. It'll come crashing down to 10. It'll come to 10, then we'll bank on 10 minus.
Well, you can do that too. You see, you can
edge it in.
You can try and edge it in. So like you could back Sligo plus 14 if it goes in. Then you can back Mayo minus 10, and any result in the middle is a double win. You know, it's no lose basically.
Just something you said about the 3 tiers. And like this is like we go back to Sligo 2009, 10, and even 12, and then back in the 90s competing with Mayo on that. Like look at the 97 kind of final. That was only be a point in the end.
Which we bet Mayo on, bet Mayo.
Yeah, bet them and all.
He's threw one away against Roscommon and Castlebar too.
That year.
Oh, stop! That was a bad one. No,
that was terrible. Yeah.
No, we played Kilchimon, a challenge game that morning, and then went up and stopped in Bal on the way to the game, and which like there was flaming sambucas being drank at like 12 o'clock.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was reckless stuff. It was a bit extravagant for a Sunday morning.
I recall there was Sligo fans singing like you won before the game. Like.
Well, Sligo went off 1-6.
Well, we'd beaten what?
Sligo 1-6 for that final.
I believe so. Yeah.
We'd beaten Galway and Mayo.
Yeah, they had it done. Like it was done.
I remember saying after beating Galway and Mayo, I remember chatting to. I don't know how the quarterfinals lined up, but I could see the things were knocked out. I was like, "We're going to be in All-Ireland semi-final." Yeah. I was seriously said that. I never really say things like that. I was like straight out. I said. Slightly being on in semi-final, and God knows who'll get in that.
Yeah, he didn't play this way. They had the same attitude.
That wasn't free either. Looking back at it,
the Donny Shine.
Yeah,
it was tough. I thought he was very harsh on himself.
Very harsh on himself. Yeah. I should Donny Shine never played like that again in his.
I don't remember that at all. Do
you know?
Really? Like I would never say Jesus Ewing foul him there.
I had to look when I read it. I was like, "What the fuck's he on about?"
Yeah.
I went back and looked at it. It wasn't a free at all.
But I don't think anyone. Look, everyone's hard on themselves. Probably. I
think he was hard. Like that's the way that fella was.
But Alan Coss had fucking 4 outrageous scores in the second half.
But Donny Shine never played
club man.
Yeah, you got a good one there. In fairness, someone a good listener to the podcast, my one too. In fairness, and listening low.
Top man.
But I'm going to competing right, and then I point to the, as you said, the tier structure. I wouldn't been a fan of it. I know a good few Sligo. No. I know a good few Sligo players who wouldn't have been at all.
Yeah. And
but now, sorry, go on.
I guarantee you, if they done it, they wouldn't. They realise that.
Yeah, I've changed my mind. Completely. I think Sligo players they're looking back at when they competed a few years ago. But I point to the hurlers. The hurlers are playing at exactly the level they deserve to play at now.
Yeah, and they're loving it.
Oh, yeah, and they'll get their reward next week when they play Offaly.
Yeah.
That's where they deserve to be. Don't know how it'll go, but Offaly are where they deserve to be. They had a few bad years, so I think
it's a bigger carrot for young lads too when they're going in. They're going, right, with a chance here of playing above the Croker. Right, might be. Look at the club scene, right? Maybe not in Sligo, but in Mayo, lads that win a junior title in Mayo celebrate. Just as much as senior lads.
Like Ball last year in intermediate.
And they won a junior. Like it was massive. Like
there
was a homecoming for them and everything, and like the Kilmaine, the same thing. They're on the pier for the week. You know, like it's a massive thing, and they're going to intermediate, and all of a sudden, then if they're on the up, they play at that level, and you know, like it's a realistic goal to go in, and it's good to for fellas to go in at the beginning of the year as a group and go, this is a realistic target. Like the hurlers have that every year.
Well, they have that now, yeah.
Now
it took a while for that. Chris training all to people. Like I know people were laughing about it when it first came out. Now, like the Frank Rijkaard Cup, they were called the Nicky Rijkaard.
But there was years. I used to love watching the finals because
I know it was such finals,
But like there were goalies be like ridiculous players. There wouldn't be hurlers at all. Like, you just be able to belt the ball really hard.
To be like a goalie in the African Nations Cup. I
was always wondering how Warwickshire were appearing in these finals. I was like, what's going on in Ireland and Warwickshire?
Where is Warwickshire? Is that Birmingham?
I don't know.
Jack Grealish scored a point for Warwickshire at half-time in an exhibition match. One of the Ireland finals Mayo played at.
Yeah?
Yeah. Jack
Bastard.
Grealish, Shane Long,
Turncoat.
scored a point in Croke Park and All-Ireland final. It's a good quiz question.
No, but like they were kind of derided when they first came out as this and that, but look, they're serious competitions now.
Yeah.
So I think it has, as you said, for Sligo to progress, and I don't know if we're ever going to get back up to a place where you can compete with Mayo. Look,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
it's nothing to do with the people.
But can we could earn our chance
and
to
go up to it? Yeah. Well, if they can give the option of playing in the leagues and you do well in your league, you can go have a run at with the big boys for it, but not just to have an automatic entry,
automatic chance.
Because there's no value in that. Like,
no,
you're not going to value it as much as if you worked hard in the league format that you got a chance to play the big boys. But it takes years of work to get everyone used to it. It's like everything else. Change. People don't want change, and if the one type of people that don't like change is GA people.
That's true.
They fucking hate it. Like there are people still only getting over the divorce referendum. Like
that. But like, look, if Sligo go down to a tier, starting a tier 2, tier 3, whatever it's going to be, there's no Sky Sports against Mayo happening for them.
No, but with the GA go now and the way things are going, like everyone can still watch the games and get your level.
Sky Sports would be nice. I asked Peter Laffett the other day. He didn't do his walk. I thought they'd do the walk on and the turn for the photo. For the
not doing that.
No, I don't think he said there's nothing done at all.
Oh, sickening.
Has to be something.
They might do it for Mayo.
His brother is the producer for that.
Who? Killy O'Connor's brother?
Rory O'Connor is the producer for...
I wonder who gets every Bucking Man the Match award.
It was funny, I was actually flicking through Sky Sports News about 2 weeks ago. But, they had the thing on the side to promo, Sligo versus Mayo. I was like, because they don't have the Euros, they don't talk about it as much. I was like, what the fuck is that doing on the screen?
Remember the Formula 1 when they didn't cover the Formula 1? You might, whoever won the World Champ, you might get a little sting on the bottom of the screen. Yeah. No, you can't fucking get away from it. It's on 24/7, it's pushing you. But that's look, they're in a business too, and it's everything else. And like, will Sky be with the GA forever?
I don't know.
I don't agree with it. It should be free, lads. It's our national game. We're not benefiting too much. The GA.
I do like Sky's production of it though.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
If you want to find out what happens in the game, the analysis is top class.
Like I hate this argument. Like someone will tweet now in the Sligo game on Saturday. Someone will tweet, "Oh, my poor dad couldn't watch the game." Yeah, in the hospital.
But it's a point, right?
I get out. It's also Mayo.
I hope you get fucking kidney stones again and you're sitting in the hospital like, I wish you were.
I'll use my phone. I'll get the Sky Go app.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. But it should be like, if I want analysis of a game, 100% Sky all day long. But if I don't want it. If you get 10 minutes at half time, I want Brawley. I want Eamon Dunphy.
Good, he's a Mayo man now.
I want entertainment. I know he's a Mayo man, but I want that bit of like
There's not much entertainment with your
if I want the game analysed, I'll talk about it after I listen to a podcast or Sligo Away podcast.
We're not great for talking about games because we came here to talk about.
There's enough shite out there.
There is.
You waste your time trying to be professional like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is pub talk.
This is what people want.
This is pub talk.
Well, our highest listenership, our highest bits of listenership is the start of it where we talked absolute shit.
Yeah, the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this now, lads. I'm enjoying this. Gavin, go down and get one.
I might just.
John, I could take a break and get one.
Can do, yeah.
We'll press pause on that and we'll come back in part 2.
Jesus,
So that
is ref. Our chat kind of went on longer than we expected. As you can see, we covered a lot of topics there. So part 2, there's another 40 minutes or so still to come. That will be out as a bonus episode. I don't know, is it even, mightn't be a bonus to you, but that'll be out as a second part. Hopefully tomorrow or whenever you're listening to this. It could be out by then.
Okay, last bit to wrap it up. Murty's fled on us, Ross.
Yeah, Murty's gone.
Jalan.
That's 47 minutes late. We just interviewed with our ref.
Went on for 2 hours nearly there.
Yeah,
so
that was very unexpected. So it's a bit
probably
fatigued here at the end. Are we?
We are. We're for over 3 hours now at this stage, and I still don't know where my van keys are after thinking back there.
Yeah.
So I have to get them. So, but
I said I'd be home ages ago now. So
look, we're not going to go too much longer tonight. Peter Meehan romped home for the dancer. So it's young man, he definitely could be in for politics, I think, with what I'm hearing about him. I never talked to him, but
I think he's pretty keen. Well, you shared on tweet, so I think he's pretty keen to come on.
He come on the dancer this week. Well, we don't have a dancer this week.
No, because Murty left.
Because Murty left us in the lurch, but that's it. We'll have.
Well, actually, will we? We'll put Murty down for Jalan, will we?
We could do. I don't have one myself then. I'd go for our ref. No, we'll leave it this week, will we?
We'll leave it this week, yeah.
I was going to say something, but if you're listening to this, there's no point me saying. I was just going to say if you're listening to this, blah, blah.
Right, no, it's been a long episode.
Let's
wrap
go.
It up.
Goodbye. See you next week.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
I'm going back to where the beach is near, the beer is dear, there's plenty of women on the crack. Walking
Here we are in the final second. The whistle is gone, and Sligo Rovers are the champions.
By the riverside, you can watch the tide as it flows.
No, I'm being told that Average Joe's does not have enough players and will be forfeiting the championship match.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for us.
Very tight and drive it clean out over the fence. Out in there, he's the corner.
In the bookie shop, I done